such an interesting lens. And do you guys remember on my last episode how I said that I always want to give you guys something a little different? Well, today is one of those days. The lens I am talking about right now is this. What is going down, you awesome, voluptuous, and Bokehlicious camera geeks and freaks? Welcome back to the show. Do you guys like bokeh? Do you guys love bokeh? Well, today is your episode, all right? Now, if you'll excuse me for just a minute, I think the item I got today is so cool that I'm going to have to put this on right here, and we are back. And to be honest with you guys, such an interesting lens. The lens I am talking about right now is this lens right here. This is a 50mm f1.1 Bokehlicious lens. Now, if you're wondering what the name of this lens is, this is called, believe it or not, I think you guys will be a little surprised. This is called a Mr. Ding Noctilux, N-O-X-L-U-X. Obviously a play on the Noctilux name. Now, before you guys get too excited, it must be stated that this lens is probably no longer available, new, and a little bit hard to find. But when it was being sold, it was under $1,000, and at that price, I don't think it would be a fair comparison to the Noctilux. But in any event, I want you guys to have a look for yourselves, and then afterwards let me know what you think about this lens in the comments. But this lens, I believe, is a little different from some of the other lenses that you may see. Some of the fast lenses that you may see from China. This one, I believe, is a little different. And the reason why I would say that is because what sparked my attention about this lens was I saw a review. Oh, by the way, you guys might want to know, this is my trusty Leica M9. I do not have the M EV1. As I said, you guys, the things I get, I try to keep it within reason, okay? So it is not within reason for me to spend $9,000 on a new camera body, nor do I have $9,000 to spend on a camera body, but the M9 is doing fine for me. For as old and outdated as it is, the Leica M9 is still a camera legend that takes beautiful photos, and it still works for me. Alright, so getting back to what I was saying, what sparked my interest in this lens was coming across this great review of the Mr. Ding 50mm f1.1 on a website called RAVE.net. Now, I'm sure a lot of you hardcore camera geeks know that this is a great website for lens reviews, and in my opinion, one of the best for lens reviews, if not the best. Now, I have a question for you guys though. The website is called philipreve.net, but it seems that the main author is Bastian K. So I could never put that together. Is Philip Reeve actually a pseudonym, or what is it? Do you guys know? Let me know in the comments. But nonetheless, I give credit where credit is due, and it's because of this great review that sparked my interest in this lens. And the author doesn't usually give glowing reviews, but he seemed to really love this lens, so that's what really sparked my interest. Now, as far as I know, this is not an exact clone of the Noctilux, okay? So it's reflected in the price. Like, I got it for $400 last year, And I don't know if you can find it. I don't know if you can find it, but if you can find it, so this is not an exact optical clone of the Noctilux, okay? But it is definitely an alternative. Now, going back as far as 2018 on my Canon Dream Lens review, I had mentioned that, and this is exactly what I said. I said, this is the golden age of cheap and fast lenses, okay? Because now we got all these great lenses coming in from China, from 7 artisans, TT artisans, and I would argue the point that in today's world, okay, no one actually needs to spend $5,000 on a Noctilux. Okay, I'm not knocking anybody who has one of those, because I know actually one person who has one. Frank, if you're watching this, let me know what you think, buddy. But anyway, I only know of one person who has that lens. And even back in the day, like even as much, you know, it was definitely jewel-worthy lens back in the day, and so was the Canon Dream Lens. But in today's world, I would argue that you don't need to spend that kind of money on fast lenses anymore, because those lenses were always about character, and so are these lenses. Okay, and you know, somebody could make the argument, well, this is no Noctilux, or this is no Canon Dream Lens, and I would say that is definitely true. But at the same time, the Canon Dream Lens or the Noctilux, they're no Mr. Ding Noctilux either, because they all have different characters, and it's really kind of like, you know, subjective as to what you like. And I personally love the images out of this lens here. It is a lot like other character lenses. It is, in my opinion, as far as the lens quality, it is sharp enough, you know, at wide open in the center, but not super sharp, okay? None of these super fast lenses that I have seen, or at least 99% of them, are not super sharp wide open. But stopped down, this lens definitely becomes sharper. And so if you wanted sharp images, you could definitely stop it down. But this lens, I mean, most people who buy a f1.1 lens will usually want to use it wide open, all right? So that means it's great for available light or low light, or, you know, like dimmer conditions. And so this lens works well. And the size is actually quite nice too. It's not huge, you know, it's not a huge lens. All right, so as promised, here is a great alternative to the Mr. Ding 50mm f1.1. And you can find the link in the description below. Now, you don't have to buy from my links, but it would be nice to support the channel that way. And I appreciate your support, and I thank you in advance. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this great alternative to the Mr. Ding 50mm f1.1. Okay, so this is an Ultralab 50mm f1.1, and I noticed very similar specs on this lens to the Mr. Ding lens, so I actually contacted Mr. Ding via email, and I was very thankful to get a response back. And as far as I could tell from Mr. Ding's response, this is not exactly the same lens. There were some issues with, apparently there was a manufacturer that was going to make Mr. Ding's lens more available, but then they had an issue where the other party wanted to use aspherical lenses, and Mr. Ding did not want to put that into the design because it would change the characteristics of the lens. So as far as I could tell, this is not an exact clone. So once again, that little kind of thing might keep some of you guys looking around for the Mr. Ding version. But as far as I could tell, based on the specs, it looks like they're close enough, as far as I could tell. And one other thing that I think needs to be addressed is I was looking at some threads on Reddit and things like that, and apparently people found the name to be funny. And so I want to apologize if Mr. Ding is looking at this. I want to apologize for my fellow man, because the American sense of humor is a little different from the Asian sense of humor, or the sense of humor from outside the US of A. And so apparently from the threads that I have read, some people seem to find the name funny or odd, but that's just because it's not a common name in the US of A. But it seems that some people think that this is a marketing name, but I think that they would see things in a different light if they realized that that's actually the name of the master optician who actually made this lens. So apparently these lenses, this lens and the Ultralab lens are not exactly the same, but in my opinion, they're pretty close. All right, so if you can't find this lens, then that would be worth seeking out. As I said, I'll leave the link in the description. All right, so let me know what you guys think. I'm going to make this short and sweet, but it's going to be rather incomplete without your input. If you guys know anything more about the Mr. Ding 50mm f1.1, because even though I have it right here in my hands, I don't know everything about it, but I love it. And so if you guys know anything more about it than I do, then let me know in the comments, or even if you don't know, but you have some insight, or you want to tell me something about these nice fast lenses from China, let me know in the comments. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. As I said, I wanted to keep it short and sweet, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you love things like this. I'm going to be doing more lenses, going to be doing more variety, because we're going to try to grow this channel, and of course we're going to always include the greatest camera legends of all time. So until next time, I will catch you guys on theCameraLegend.com. And check this out, guys. The Mr. Ding 50mm f1.1 Noctilux killer, the Noctilux. I will catch you guys next time on theCameraLegend.com YouTube channel, Mr. Ding. Honestly, look, check this out, guys. As you get older, I want to give you guys a little bit of advice. As you age through life, all right? When you turn 30, 40, 50, whatever, you know, the lines are not going to get any better. And I feel like today my lines are not looking too good. So I hope you don't mind if I put it here. And here's my bit of advice. As you get older, you know, I hate to sound negative, but it ain't going to get no better, okay? So this is not going to get no better. The hairline is not going to get no better. So we all got to work at just keeping ourselves happy and healthy, okay? But that's it for that.